But as a nigga, right? If you in this situation, you came there to dance, whatever, the bitch explained to you what's now going on. She tell you that her husband gonna pop out sooner or later, right? You stand just so you can fuck, right? But you know her husband gonna be there to watch. Why would you still stay? Knowing that it's gonna be a nigga with his dick out watching you. The bitch just told you, my nigga. He a little gay too. Hola! We got male escort Punisher. He tells his first freak off with Cassie and Diddy part 1. Shout out to this nigga DJ Vlad. Diddy, I don't want to see no man in jail, my nigga, especially not my people. But hey, my nigga, you doing all this fruit cup shit, this might be your favorite place to be at, my nigga. But let's see what this nigga got to say, man. I'm tuned in. Let me turn this up so I don't miss nothing.
All right, here we go. Today we have Sheree Hayes, a.k.a. Punisher, who recently took the stand in the Diddy trial to discuss being hired as an escort.
And he took the stand. He snitching.
Intercourse with Cassie.
And this is more
Diddy
snitching by
watched.
coming on Vlad.
Welcome to Vlad TV.
Man, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate being here.
I just want to start off that I feel a little uncomfortable calling you Punisher. As a heterosexual male, I just want to put that out there. I mean, I will mention the name because, you know, that's your alias, but I just want to have that disclaimer in the very beginning.
Punisher
just want to say that.
Man, you got to keep it solid, right?
Got to keep it solid. Got to keep it solid. Well, you have a very interesting story. And I want to get into a little bit of it before we get into, you know, what we're really here to talk about. Now, you grew up in Harlem.
Man,
Yes, sir.
Nobody give a fuck about how this nigga grew up, Vlad.
I picked up the Bachelorette. She was a little heavy. Reggae song was on. She started bogling. I fell over, dropped, landed on top of her. It was complete, like, it was a horror show, man. But it was what it happened. You know, I made it happen, and 30 years later, I'm still on the hustle.
Okay, so were you getting naked or just like a thong kind of situation?
Yeah, at the time, just down to like a little eye patch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little.
Let me fast forward this, man. That shit getting a little gay.
Okay, so you're dancing for these women, and these are sometimes overweight women, like you mentioned, and middle-aged women. These are not like supermodels that you're doing this for.
Nah, if you're gonna get like a 10% ratio. Like 1 out of every 10 girls is like, okay, she's nice, but the other 9, you know.
Okay, now, leading up to the situation with Diddy and Cassie, were women actually paying you to have sex with them?
Nah, that like being a male escort was not necessarily my hustle, but you do get opportunities as a stripper. But it's never, women are not overt with, hey, how much for sex? Like that's not how they do. So when you get propositioned by women, it's usually, do you do one-on-ones? Can I hire you to dance for me? Just me, you know, or do you do massages, right? So it always starts out as some sort of just one-on-one intimate thing, but if you read between the lines, you know there's a possibility where she wants it to escalate for sex. So have I been hired for a one-on-one dance that led into sex? Yes, you know what I'm saying? But have I ever said, hey, sex is XYZ an hour, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, no, because, you know, women are not going to hire you under those pretenses. There's always some sort of intimacy that can lead to the opportunity.
Ask this nigga about
so leading
Diddy.
up to the Cassie situation, how many women actually hired you for one-on-ones?
I want to say leading up to the Cassie situation, I would say maybe 20, 25.
Okay. And how much did you charge each time?
Bitches is paying.
I mean, listen,
sex.
I was still a dancer,
look,
right?
I'm gonna be honest with you, right? This nigga right here is saying about 20 to 25 bitches ask this nigga for a 1v1 just so they could get fucked. I don't want to hear shit from bitches about niggas is having sex or anything. Niggas will fuck anything. It's niggas out here paying for pussy. It's bitches out here paying for dick too. You see what I'm saying? He just exposed it. You bitches is no better than niggas. Let's be real.
I'm charging a dancer's rate. So I guess I'm probably the cheapest gigolo in the city because I'm getting a dancer's rate. And if it led to sex, honestly, it wasn't because I got paid for sex. It was because this is a woman I would have had sex with anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's attractive.
I see what you're saying.
She's somebody that I would deal with.
I see what you're
and if
saying.
she hired me for a one-on-one and there was some actual attraction, then obviously I'll let it go to the next step.
Okay, but you told me that only 1 out of 10 are actually attractive. So,
Well, I'm talking about that's in the club.
okay,
So in the club, there's
He was fucking 5 bitches.
500 women.
Don't
right?
let-
so
don't
I'm
let the
saying
nigga- don't
one
let the
out of
nigga
every
fool
10
you,
of those
Vlad.
500 women are attractive.
Don't let the nigga
when
fool you,
when women
Vlad.
call
He
me
was
for a
fucking
one-on-one,
fat bitches.
then
The ugly bitches
I can
all
kind of screen
Respucious.
what it is. And now, mind you, even with that
He was
ratio,
fucking Respucious. He was fucking Respucious. He just don't want to admit it. He was fucking Respucious.
I got called for probably 20, 30 parties a week. Like in my height of dancing, I was extremely popular, and culturally it was the thing to do. Like hire a male stripper. You know what I'm saying? So I became kind of like a local celebrity as a male stripper during that time frame. You know?
yeah, my man Roger Bonds, who I just put you on FaceTime with,
Yeah.
said he knew of you.
Yeah.
Said, he was a Harlem guy. You're a Harlem guy. You guys didn't know each other, I think, personally, but he knew of you.
Yeah.
And he basically said how around that
More
time,
of male strippers.
a lot of guys were coming out of prison and they were all like jacked up from working out, and a lot of them would go into male stripping and so forth. Did you see a lot of that?
Yeah, I seen the attempt of it. Like, every guy think, yo, I'm in good shape. I can just do this. But it's not really that easy, man. Like, if you'll get a couple of parties, you'll come through, you'll make a couple of bucks. But if you're going to do it as a living, it probably was just a handful of guys that consistently did it. And you got to build a reputation. You got to be known for it to be profitable other than a couple of bucks, maybe once or twice a month,
Okay, so 2012, you're around 38 years old at
Yeah.
the time.
38.
You have a website called Get Punished,
Yes.
and you get contacted by a female from this website,
Yep.
which ended up being Cassie.
Exactly.
So what was the first contact like?
Seemed like just a normal,
Alright,
typical
here we
party.
go. Here we go.
I pick up the phone. It's like she introduces herself as Janet.
Janet.
Yep, it's
Okay.
Janet, and she says it's her birthday. She said it's my birthday, and my husband told me that I can have an entertainer, and I'm celebrating with some friends. So we want you to come through and do a dance for me and my friends. So I'm expecting a small gathering of women
Yup.
to do a show. And so we scheduled it. We picked the time. He told me the Trump Hotel. And the time originally was like midnight, then it got pushed to 1, then it got pushed to 2, and I think eventually we scheduled on like 2:45 a.m.
Okay. And was money discussed at this point?
Yeah, the going rate at the time to a regular striptease was like $200. So that's what I quoted.
Okay. So you show up to the Trump Hotel.
Nigga was charging
What
200 for
happens
the
next?
pipe.
Bro, it's crazy because I'm coming there expecting a party, and the door opens, and it's Janet, and she's basically in a robe, but it's completely obvious that she's nude underneath. And she
So Cassie hit this nigga up, wanted to get some dick, framed it as she was having a birthday party with a couple of her friends so the nigga wouldn't get suspicious. But whole time in the background, the nigga Diddy really masterminded. Yo, niggas be...
just opens the door with
Diddy
this
Adam
big
22.
inviting smile. Hey, how you doing? And I'm like, because listen, man, we live in a time with filters, and every woman can make themselves look attractive and beautiful in social media and stuff like that. But when you see a woman like Miss Ventura, and she looks flawless, man. It's like it's a wow factor, So opening the door to that stunning of a woman was like, what is this? And I, like, she's negative, right? So you can tell she's negative. So she's like, come on in, and I'm heading on in,
As you should. I'd have had it on in too. Cassie, all right.
Okay.
I'd have fucked the bitch
So
too. I'd have fucked
you
Cassie.
come in the room and there's someone else in the room.
No,
At that point, no. Just her.
I come, so it's a suite, right? So she brings me in, and she takes me straight to the living room. And the living room is darkly lit, it's dim. And then what was weird about it is every piece of furniture
The
was
nigga
covered.
showed up, no security, no nothing. Nigga ain't had no gun, no knife, no security guard, nothing. This nigga is a lick. He crazy than a motherfucker. He crazy. Followed the bitch into the hotel room, sat down on the living room. Don't know who else in this motherfucker. Nigga ain't do no peeping. Nigga ain't get no tour, no nothing. Come on now, my nigga.
In sheets.
He
So I look around. I have like a little mini freak out because I think I just watched this movie called American Psycho. And when he used to bring people into his house to kill him, he used to cover all his furniture. So I'm like, yo, what's about to happen? But
Look,
whatever, I regained my composure.
No,
we stopped in front of a bathroom. And so I immediately asked, I still think I'm gonna dance, right? So I say, do you want me to change here? So she immediately explains, look, I don't want you to dance. Actually, while you're here is me and my husband, we like to create a sexy scene. So she starts explaining to me that she wants me to change into underwear or a towel, and then she points to two of the couches, and she said, we're gonna sit on those couches, you're gonna sit here, I'm gonna be here, and we're gonna put baby on and create like a sexy environment, and at some point, my husband's gonna come out and watch.
What?
Okay, so how much baby oil was around at this point?
So the baby oil, ironically, by the couches, there were like bowls, and the bowls were filled with warm water, and there were just big bottles of baby oil.
This nigga Diddy had the bowls with hot. That nigga is, yo, bro. He had to set the environment out. Yo, bro, that's like when you go get a massage, my nigga, from an actual massage parlor. They be having the little oils out, the bowl, hot water. Then nigga probably had some candles. Nigga probably had rose petals. Nigga probably had the rose petals, all that. Yo. But as a nigga, right? If you in this situation, you came there to dance, whatever, the bitch explained to you what's now going on. She tell you that her husband gonna pop out sooner or later, right? You stand just so you can fuck, right? But you know her husband gonna be there to watch. Why would you still stay? Knowing that it's gonna be a nigga with his dick out watching you. The bitch just told you, my nigga. He a little gay too. Don't let this shit fool
just
you.
Placed in
he
the
a little gay
so,
too.
Okay. I want to say it was 2 to 3
left. A
bottles
nigga gonna
of
watch
baby
me
oil.
fuck
But the big
with his dick
one,
out. You
the
don't never
thirst
listen.
busters.
You don't never supposed to be in the room with your dick out and there's another nigga with his dick out too. That don't make no sense, my nigga. That's gay. That's gay. Just cause it's a bitch in the room don't make it any less gay, my nigga. That's still gay, bro. And you knew ahead of time. Come on, man.
All right, so you start putting the baby oil on at this point?
Yeah, so I go in the bathroom, change to the towel. I come out. She's in the robe, so she takes her robe off. I'm in my towel, and we're both first individually oiling each other. And then it leaves,
Okay.
I'm oiling myself, she's oiling herself, then we start oiling each other. And then there's some sort of like, masturbation, like I'm masturbating, she's masturbating, we're creating this sexual environment. And at some point, shortly after that started, her husband walked into the room.
Okay. Now, this husband that walks in the room was a black male.
Black male.
Who was only wearing a veil on his face?
Yes. So he walks into the room. Now, one part that I left out is part of the instructions initially was in creating these scenes, when her husband came in, we were not supposed to acknowledge him at all. I was supposed to act like he's not there.
Act like he's not there.
Don't look at him, don't talk to him, try my best to just make believe he's not in the room. So even when he walks in, I have to look at him from my peripherals, but I'm gonna look, right? Because I never been in a situation, it's kind of odd. So he does walk in nude, I can kind of see, but then when it gets to his neckline, it's like I think they call a burqa, like the Muslim women wear it, and you can only see the eyes.
Okay. So you got this naked guy in the room with you. You don't know who it is, though.
I have no idea.
He's not talking or anything else like that at this point?
Not at this point. He just comes in. I notice in his hands a purple top, so I use Astroglide so I can kind of make out he had Astroglide. And across the room, there was like a table with a chair.
What the fuck is
So he kind of
Astroglide?
sat at the table and the chair, and he sat there, and he would get up and kind of walk side to side and pace side to side, which you could tell he was trying to get better visual angles.
Okay.
Yo, bro, you know how like gay of a nigga you gotta be to walk around the room just to see another nigga dick better?
What happens next?
With the visual angles, he would start giving very subtle directions. But it was just more or less on viewing. Like, the room was candlelit, so he would at times get her attention and tell her, "Hey, move the candle to the left, move the candle to the right, turn your body this way." And he never spoke directly to me, but it could be instructions for me to turn my body, for me to get in different positions. And so this went on about 20, 25 minutes. Eventually, he just got up and left the room. That was kind of like a cue for her to follow him. She left the room, and then she just came back and was like, "That was great. It was perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Like, we're good." But then she asked me, "Do I want to finish?" You know? And so me finishing is referring to me having an orgasm. But honestly, man, with the environment and stuff, I'm kind of uncomfortable. So I declined. Like, I went to high road.
Nigga, you should have been left. You should have been left. He trying to act like it's thorough for him to leave now, my nigga. Soon as you saw a nigga naked walking into the room, you should have said, bitch, it's too much. I'm leaving, bitch. I'm leaving. There's no way you supposed to stay in the room knowing that it's a nigga over there, bro. You know it's a nigga over there naked, bro. What are you doing, gang? Staying in that room, bro.
Like, look, if you guys are happy, I'm happy. It's not about my needs. As long as everything is good, cool. And she accepted that. I stood up and she handed me $1,200. And that was in addition. I didn't mention when I first got there, prior to changing, the first thing she did was handed me $800. And after everything was over, it was an additional $12. So I ended up with $2,000 for like a 20-minute baby oil massage. So it was a win for me.
Okay, and you...
Listen, y'all. Do not be like this nigga. It is not cool to have your dick out in the room with another nigga. It is also not cool to be in the room with another nigga, you naked, he naked. And once you got the knowledge that it's going to be a naked man in the room, you supposed to leave. He's gay. Don't get it fucked up just because he had sex with Cassie. He's gay. This nigga here is gay, man. He gay. That's just how I feel, my nigga. Give a fuck if niggas like it or not. He is gay. Word. Y'all nigga let me know if I'm bucking. But nigga, that's how I feel. Word of my nigga. Cause any man in his right mind, don't get me wrong, Cassie bad as shit. You feel me? I would want to fuck the bitch too. But as soon as I heard the stipulations, the shit that came with it, I'd have been like, nah, gang. I don't want the pussy that bad, my nigga. And I already got the bread, 4 times my bread. I usually only charge $200, but the bitch gave me $800 as soon as I got there. Ain't no reason for me to stay. I made 4 times my bread before even changing or doing anything, my nigga. Yo, it's a crazy world we live in, my nigga, but you feel me? He had a reputation in Harlem. Diddy from Harlem. One gay nigga know another gay nigga. Diddy gay. He knew the nigga to reach out to, my nigga. He told the bitch to do it. Word. And that's just how I feel, my nigga. That's a fact. But look, y'all. We on the road to 600 subs. We currently at 570. We 30 away. We dropping every day for the next 30 days. This fuck around be day 6. Out of 30. You get what I'm saying? So y'all niggas make sure y'all sub up. Y'all like the video, turn them notifications on, and word of bro, that shit might last longer than 30 days, my nigga. Word. And with that being said, I'ma see y'all nigga, and I see you.